Have you ever wanted to start something? If so, then entrepreneurship is probably right for you. I'm Doc John, the Entreprofessor, also known as Dr. John Wilson, and I'm a professor of entrepreneurship and innovation at the Drexel University Close School of Entrepreneurship. This is a specialized part of the LeBeau Business School that focuses on anyone who wants to start something, whether it's a business, whether it's a product idea, whether it's a nonprofit organization or a social impact organization. But we like to work with students that really have an ambition and a drive and an excitement about starting something that doesn't exist today. So really, if you're interested in entrepreneurship at all, this is a program that can be really helpful for you. And if not, there are still lots of resources available to you, even if you're not a student. But one thing to think about right now at this particular point in time is that AI is changing the face of entrepreneurship, and it will never be the same again. Never before have entrepreneurs or founders of any kind had access to the kind of resources and capacity that AI technologies are giving them. And at the same time, AI technologies are creating a wide range of new business opportunities that entrepreneurs can pursue. In fact, a recent study showed that 180 million jobs will exist in the near future that don't even exist yet today because of artificial intelligence. That means for anyone who has the desire to start a new business, particularly in technology or really in any field, the opportunities are endless. And so it's a really interesting and exciting time to be an entrepreneur. Before we go any further, let's talk about this word entrepreneurship. It's kind of a big word and it can be kind of confusing. But to keep it simple, an entrepreneur is someone who starts something. So anyone who starts something, even if it's just a lemonade stand in front of your house, or it's a social impact organization that's meant to make the world better, or it's a business that you want to create that will help certain people, that will also generate money and income for you. These are all examples of entrepreneurial activity. So an entrepreneur is someone who starts something. And anytime you think about starting something, you're really starting to think like an entrepreneur. You may be thinking, I've got a great idea and I would love to start something, but I have no idea where to start, where to go to get funding, where to go to get advice and mentorship, or even where to go for workshops or training classes to learn the skills and the techniques of entrepreneurship. There are so many resources available to you, starting of course with YouTube, but there's also lots of other organizations that are out there that are designed to help entrepreneurs, particularly new entrepreneurs, to get started and to get off the ground. So at the Close School, we have what's called an incubator. This is an organization and a workspace that's set up for anyone who wants to start a business. Students can apply to get space to be able to work there, to be able to create a maker space, or to get mentorship and advice, even a legal clinic. And so these are some of the resources we make available. And there's lots of other organizations in the city of Philadelphia where you'll find experts and experienced entrepreneurial founders who are excited about helping out. At the Close School, we focus on experiential learning. When you go to get a lot of degrees, you spend a lot of time in a classroom, reading textbook, taking exams, memorizing facts and details and figures. Entrepreneurship's very different. The best way to study entrepreneurship is to go and start something, start a business, start an organization, really get something off the ground and experiment to see what would work and to find the market that would really value the idea you have or the services that you have. So as a result, when we're working with a student entrepreneur, we're providing that advice and mentorship and input about the process, the techniques, and the skills of entrepreneurship, but we're looking for immediate ways to go out and do that. And so most students studying entrepreneurship already have at least one business when they start, and oftentimes will start several or even many businesses during their time of study. We also have regular events, pitch contests, and hackathons to give students the opportunity to dive in and start something in a very short period of time and then experiment with what they've created and iterate that forward, actually build on what they've learned, finding out what data they can get that will show whether their idea is working or not working and whether they need to change or move forward. Also available, I have a YouTube channel called The Entreprofessor that has lots of video content for startup entrepreneurs of all kinds, whether a student or a young adult or just someone mid-career that's wanting to start a business. Lots of resources available there, and there's lots of other good channels that have great content to help you learn how to start a business. The thing you have to watch out for is when you're on TikTok or Instagram or YouTube and you're seeing a video about entrepreneurship, take a look to see who you're really listening to. So many people are out there creating content telling you that through entrepreneurship, you can get rich really quick and it's super easy. And your red light should be flashing at that point because it's not easy. It's not quick. It's hard work. It takes a lot of grit, tenacity, and resilience. However, there are some very specific techniques, skills, and processes that you can learn to be an effective entrepreneur. So if you're wanting to turn your idea into a sustainable venture, I'd recommend checking out a couple very specific concepts that will help you down this path. The first is called the lean startup. This is a way to start a business really, really small. I often say start smaller. Come up with the simplest, smallest, easiest, cheapest way you can to bring your idea to life in some way. It can be as simple as a napkin sketch, or a PowerPoint slide, or a drawing, or a poster, or a video. It could also be a physical product that you render with 3D rendering or create using a 3D printer. But starting small and putting that idea in front of people who might be interested in it, what you call your ideal customer profile, and then get their feedback and then build on what you learned from that experience. This is called the build, measure, learn loop, where you build a prototype or what's called a minimum viable product, and then you get it in front of real customers, you measure their results, and then you identify what you've learned. And then you loop back around and you keep building again, measuring further, learning further, and that loop continues until you find what's called product market fit. And this is a really exciting time because then you know, hey, I've got an idea that people really like and they're willing to pay for it. I think I should pursue this further, and that's a great foundation to build on. So why study entrepreneurship? To me, entrepreneurship is about freedom and dreams. Oftentimes, entrepreneurs don't really think of themselves as such or don't think of themselves as business people. They're someone that has an idea, a product, a passion, a skill, something that they are really interested in, and they want to turn it into a business. Entrepreneurship is really just a lot of tools and skills to help take that idea and that spark and turn it into something that actually exists. And so in this way, some of the best entrepreneurs are what I call artists and doers. Those that have big ideas, those that are creative and willing to try to create something that doesn't exist today, but also they're doers. They want to jump in and get actionable, get their feet on the ground, get their hands into it and move things forward as quickly as possible. And they're going to spend as much time as it takes, as much effort as it takes to make their vision turn into reality. You may be thinking, you know what, I just need some money coming in. I need to get a job. I don't know that I have time or really the resources to be an entrepreneur. The thing about entrepreneurship is the same skills are just as effective when you're pursuing a career in an established company. Some of the most effective employees I've ever hired or worked with have been entrepreneurs, or at least had very much an entrepreneurial mindset in the way they approach their work. Always looking for a new way to do things, always looking for something better or new opportunities, and bringing that to the company that they work for. So entrepreneurship and the entrepreneurial mindset are really skills and thinking that can apply to any field. So no matter what you want to do in life, entrepreneurship can help you get there. So if this sounds exciting to you, then I want to encourage you, get out there and start something today.